Oh god, it's the Panzer IV is like, god damn it. Just throw it on. The Pioneers realize, okay, good luck, buddy. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 bringing you another CH2 replay. This is a 3v3 on the map Angermute. This is brought to you today by one of these people here. It could be Viper, Maximus, Renaldos, or Christoph, Mazer, or Pierre. One of these people submitted, and I guess some of them are part of a clan? Sure. Double check their playtime. Let's see. Does show that these guys are a bit mixed. I would say the allies look a little more competent in playtime, but definitely the Axis have a person who has spent a lot of time in code, like myself. Maybe too much time. Probably too much time. But anyway, we'll see how this game goes, shall we? Again, submit replays to my Gmail or my Discord. Either one works. Make sure no AIs, no mods, and very, very importantly, make sure that it's a good game. Otherwise, you'll end up in my regrettable replays, and you don't want that. As well, if you definitely like, subscribe, helps the channel out, and let's get to this game. Already, Mazzara has gone with guard mortar, so this is interesting. Heavier infantry heavier infantry with the mortar fire could definitely help with buildings. Guards troops as well could pin armor, and the T-34-85 could help combat larger heavy tanks, such as the Tiger or other things that we could see. British infantry getting the fuel right now. That is connected, so at least he's paying attention to that. He did go, looks like Lend-Lease. Am I mistaken in that? Yeah, he went Lend-Lease. So Pierre went Lend-Lease. Fine, close range troops kind of makes sense in this environment. It is more close quarters. Ronaldo's mechanized as well, so he went close range and looks like he's deploying them in mass. It looks like we have 3 of them on the field right now. Okay. Battles going on in mid. Pioneers getting close to those conscripts. MG trying to back up. I love how he's firing through the building at those Pioneers. Anyway, great shot by those engineers along the side of those Pioneers. They should be able to drive them back. We have an MG over here, and again, another MG over here. That should provide enough pressure to keep the Allies at bay. Enough for hopefully, for the Axis to take some territory. Specifically, the VP here. Hold this VP, and maybe push against the Brits. That might be difficult with the Vickers right now. And unfortunately, with this build, he doesn't necessarily have a smoke. Unless I'm mistaken in that. He could go with a mechanized assault, but that is 2 CP. He currently has 0. So it's going to be a little bit of time before he gets to that. But again, he could run circles around it and do quite a bit of damage. Engineers going on in. Not enough for a flamethrower. And he'll need to get back to territory in order to get it. MG's focusing on everything over here. Double Maxim is actually putting a lot of pressure on this other MG, and these engineers gone behind. But the Grenadier, it's funny. There's a chain link of people flanking each other, and those Grenadiers look like they're inside the truck. Very nice. Pioneers moving on in, most likely capturing this territory. Meanwhile, over here, conscripts still holding out. Again, only lost 2 models, where the MGs, I believe, had to fall back to base. And yeah, they're pretty damn low, so he's going to need some medical supplies to get them back to operational status. Close range troop now being upgraded with the Thompson. Should be able to hold back a lot of the infantry coming around the corner. And at least should be able to go toe-to-toe with the Assault and Grenadiers. I would say these guys should win until the Assault Grenadiers start getting that extra man. Then I think it might just be even, or the Assault Grenadiers would have a small lead. The thing about these guys, though, is they have white phosphorus, which could be very good. Oh my god, murdering those penals in a second. These guys are now firing, but again, they're not in like a great cover position, so they'll have to fall back. They've gotten 4 kills. These guys, however, in the building have gotten 10. He does a white phosphorus, actually hits himself with it. So good job, Jerry, or Lewis, Bob, what your name is. You're now kind of burning a little bit after, and definitely those guys are dead after being in white phosphorus so long. These guys are still just chilling in the building. They have 10 kills. They're probably going to get a few more. I love how your NGs wasn't suppressed. Okay, Christoph sent that. So Christoph is red. I guess he had to fall back. And engineers are, what, these ones? No, they're definitely the German ones. I don't know which ones they were, because most of them were back at base. Were these ones? No, they're back here. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Anyway, Grenadiers are capturing this territory. Again, more close range troops over here. Assault Grenadiers lying in wait. He does have 10 kills with them. Immediately, like, back to the building. Back to the safety building. And, yeah, not a bad idea. Right now, I'll go in the negative cover, and these guys will do a lot better at trying to mow them down. Even though it is range, and the Assault Grenadiers aren't as great at longer distances, the fact they're in no cover to negative cover is not going to help at all. And that's why these guys will barely take any damage, and these guys will slowly start just being chipped away at. I'm going to make the assumption he's saving up for this. Unless he's saving up for a battle phase 2. But I think a Panzer Grenadier deployment would be good, because then you could use that. First, the half-track would be good. Secondly, you could use the... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, but you could use Panzer Grenadiers as AT if need be, which also could be very, very good. Now, it looks like we have a lot of forces here. Grenadiers. We have a fight going on with Grenadiers and Conscripts. Conscripts Molotov'd and almost walked into it. Okay. Mortar fire from the Soviets are coming on in. So, okay, trying to help out. Penals are moving into mid. How are we looking for the Allies? Allies do have medics. Actually, a number of facilities, so that's good. The British need to deploy their own medics or have medic squads, which he could do with the infantry section. But right now, resource-wise, it's still pretty close, though Allies definitely have the lead in munitions, and that's really around this, which is a little weird because you figure he could move up and... Oh, wait, no, this. He does throw some grenades in there. Engineers trying. He tried to push on up, but he pushed all along the same road. I think spreading out would have been a better option because the Vickers can't hit more than one target. Plus, you could go here, maybe draw his MG fire here, and then come up and try to get this way. Like, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, we still have another fight going on with those assault grenadiers in the building. They are having trouble. I don't think they can see him. They are white phosphorus, and they will retreat. These guys will win the battle, so good job there. Do the Germans have mech squads? They do. That one has been upgraded. This one has. And this German base has yet to upgrade, though he is building a light mechanized Campania, which I can only make the assumption he's going to get the Flame. Again, very, very good. But unfortunately, resource-wise, it will take him about 2 minutes before he gets the necessary resources to get that ability. Bofer has been placed in an interesting location. It definitely can stop infantry, especially if they come through here. And it should have sights, and... Judging from the road, unless they blow open the fence here without the Bofer seeing it and then go around, that might be their best bet. But again, it would take a light vehicle or something to break through. And with, well, this thing right here, it may not be worth it. Panzer Grenadiers get in the building. These guys do not care. They're just trying to go for the decap. That won't cut off any additional territory. Axis as well, having trouble in mid. Conscripts slowly pushing them back. They are starting to get a little territory. They're barely capturing that. The guy literally has a foot in the point. Barely able to take it. Meanwhile, we do have a mortar over here. It's gone 3 kills. Alright, so the Allies are locking down territory, though there is one key issue I am currently finding, the left-hand side. Now, if they keep putting pressure on the right, great. And that's all good and all, and especially with only an MG here. But if you could just rapidly deploy a flamethrower unit inside this unit, because again, the half-track is not just a flame vehicle, it also can transport up to an extent with some upgrades. But point of the matter is, you can move it over here, take the point. If there are units in here, you drop it out and burn them alive, or you get them in a nearby building and burn them alive. Or you deploy Panzer Grenadiers behind the lines or Assault Grenadiers. The problem is this. That's going to be the big issue, and I think he's planning to assault that. Maximus could deploy a Tiger Ace. A lot of very good stuff. Smoke option for German Mechanized once it gets Vet 3. Again, same thing here. There'd be smoke options. The reason I say that is just recon's so very important. I know the Germans don't get as much as it, like the Soviets. The Soviets get the flares and the mortar and the sniper. So they have a little more abilities. Plus, now the British actually have a recon unit via the assault officer. Actually, good job on Peru here. Peru has gotten himself... was it Perot Le Crew? I'm assuming that's some famous person, but we'll just say Perot. Anyway, he's upgraded to the next base. He's so he should be able to get armor in probably the next probably 2.5 minutes, if he's lucky. Now, the one thing I'll say is Germans seem to have a decent amount of men in this region, so they might try to push up, but there's still a machine gun here. There's mortar fire, and this is a heavy mortar, for God's sake, so that could be very bad. Nice mining by Christoph, so it looks like he's guarding outside. Also, we have mechanized support, so possibly a heavy tank. Good flank. Conscript's going to burn away the MG, while the DPs try to fire at range. MG slowly burning to death. He can get in here, but he's probably wants to retreat. Meanwhile, the Germans are trying, but the Penals are keeping them at bay, trying to go for a kill on that poor Assault Grenadier squad. Looks like he'll make it. Grenadiers will actually start shredding the Penals. There is a small push on the right. I don't think is a small amount of VP, so I think he shot something. So they should know it's there. Hopefully, Rendalis doesn't charge into it. Mortar's opening fire as well. So it looks like all the allied members have some type of mortar being deployed. We've seen this deployed in another replay I did recently, but at the very least, it's not one guy, and it's at least more spread out. Axis forces are putting down caches, try to help equal some of the resources they're losing due to territory. But luckily, actually, all the points that are capped, I mean, munitions is a big one. But at least fuel-wise, they're not doing too bad. And they actually grabbed the other point back, so they actually got some of their fuel and munitions back. The question is, can he kill this? And like I said before, the left side is pretty much clear. Love how he stayed off the main road. Oh my god. If the guy would give chase, he probably would have burned it, but I think he was worried about mines. I think he was worried about mines. Anyway, Grenadiers moving on in. I guess he doesn't care about them, or at least knows, hey, if they die, there's only 2 models. Well, he's going to go for this because, again, this will cut off the territory for the munitions, but mine. And only lost 1 model there, so very lucky. I love how he drops the MG42, and this guy's like, oh, look, I picked up an MG42 from my back pocket, and now he's going to retreat, and he might die from, yeah, he's going to die from these DPs. Immediately shot down. Now that's a free LMG he could grab. That's not too shabby. Anyway, Lent-Lease troops are moving on in, aka the Assault Infantry section. And so far, they don't have a ton of kills on them. How are Rinaldo's forces doing? He has 12 kills on his. Half-track coming on over. Problem, no AT. They do have a Gammon bomb option. Interesting. But, yeah, they're going to be driven back. Grenadiers coming in as well. Panzer IV being developed. So it looks like that fuel munitions they've been deploying is going to good use at upgrading men and getting additional armor. I don't think the Allies have armor out yet. I mean, but they do have a lot of AT forces. I mean, the conscripts... Oh, no. Conscripts don't have AT. And the penals do have PTRS rifles, not DP, sorry, PTRS rifles. These guards have PTRS rifles and DPs. Alright, so we'll see how that goes. But the Panzer IV does have stuff to worry about, but there's also not a major amount of AT. Like, there isn't that ZIS 3 gun that you have to worry about, or a 6-pounder. As far as I can see... Nope, 6-pounder's coming up right now. So they will need that. Bundle grenade being thrown. Could be very impactful. Kills 4 unit models. Only 2 remaining. Panzer IV just diving on in. Maximus, that's not how you control a Panzer IV. Grenadiers coming on in, but they're not supporting the Panzer. He's still charging in. And again, the PTRS rifles are just shredding him. I have no idea what he was doing, but I don't think charging him was a great idea. Now, luckily, these Grenadiers are so upgraded, they're going to slice and dice a lot of these men. And if they get a good rifle grenade, maybe. But remember, there's still mortar fire coming down. So, they get 1 lucky shot on all these Grenadiers, and it's bye-bye German frontline forces. Yep, there we go. We got 2 Grenadiers with 1 model. 1 guy's still remaining. He's probably going to die. Very lucky he didn't get taken out. We do have an MG over here. 42 trying to guard the flank. Another MG back in the building. Okay. Although it looks like he may have jumped in a little. Yeah, again, you'll see this when someone will click in and just go and be like, I forgot to stay in there for an extra second to heal my men. Damn it. Anyway, Panzer Grenadiers and Flamethrower units coming on in. The mortar's still a threat, and so far we haven't really seen a ton of ways for them to take it out. This Panzer IV is a good option, but we'll have to double check. So far the Germans have yet to pick anything. They could try and go for like a cutoff solution, but they don't have that option. So maybe artillery? Look, I know it's a more straight and narrow map, but artillery could help reduce hard points like this with the mortars. Looks like Mazur is going with a lot of penal troops to hold the front and heavy mortars. Interesting he's not going with guards, but I think he's like, okay, the mortars will take care of the infantry for the most part. These guys will hold back the armor. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Christoph getting an SU-85, most likely to start shredding armor, especially in those long corridors. That could be really helpful. And then we have a Firefly. So really the German medium armor that we're seeing right now is going to have a bit of an issue. I think there's only, the Panzer IV on the field, and, of course, the Flame half-track. So, in this situation, the Germans will need a form of AT, but we know that they haven't had a ton of munitions because that. Alright, Maximus is getting something actually resourceful. Again, mortar half-track. If you deploy that right here, you could absolutely bring Hellfire, literally Hellfire, down on the 2 mortars, drive them back, burn out the MGs, etc. You could absolutely do that. and still be relatively protected as long as you don't get sniped from maybe a long angle. But I don't think it will be very hard to do without really overextending a lot of the Soviet forces. But they are pushing up quite far. Germans do have some AT with Panzer Grenadiers, though that will make them less efficient against some of the infantry on the field. So it's still that risk-reward of, okay, we have AT, but now we have to deal with all the penals and everything, and just numbers-wise, they're just going to cause hell. Well, all right, looks like, though, Vipers bring out G43 rifles, and it also went help deal with the infantry. That could be very effective, especially if they keep them back away from the DPs, and then the PTRS rifle's effective, like, range or ability to hit the target. If they're being suppressed and they can't get close, yeah, that's not going to help. Meanwhile, still trying to fight. These Grenadiers have an upgrade with G43s, making them better at longer ranges. So it looks like Viper might be trying to go for a long-range affair to try to shred the infantry. Problem is, these guys are in heavy cover, so the rifles will do what they can, but it's going to be a long time. But they are firing. They're giving everything they got and firing through. Looks like some of them are retreating, though. The mortars are causing a lot of havoc, killing some of them actually on their retreat. So yeah, penals are holding the line pretty firmly right now, but we'll have to see how that continues. Meanwhile, we do have a flanking maneuver. Maximus is going up on left. Do we have any counters moving on in? Anything at all? Doesn't look like it. There's penals falling back, but not really anything stopping them. Ostwind shredding the penals as they tried to push on in. The right-hand side was taken out. I'm assuming the Panzer IV maybe had a part to play with that. It did take a lot of damage, but it looks like it got quite a number of kills. So it broke the Boffer. Firefly came in a bit too late to really support, and it looks like Parat doesn't have as many defenses as I thought he would. Yeah, I know he just lost that, but yeah, well, MG42 right there, pick it up, my god. Anyway, maybe pick that up, get your Vickers deployed, and you'll be able to hold. Problem is, right now, this Ostwind, Su-85 trying to take shots on target. He needs to worry about that mine, especially if he moves on in, then the Ostwind could theoretically hit the Su-85 and hit the mine as well. So he needs to worry about that. Alright, no, backed up enough. And again, the high wall might block a shot, as seen right there. Alright, he's going to back on out of there. Alright, Maximus, what are we looking at? Tier 3, Tier 3. So yeah, it looks like a lot of Tier 3 buildings. Yeah, Viper's going Battle Phase 4. Battle Phase 3 for Tier 4, my apologies. Mazur has gone with, has full tech tree for the Soviets. And we have a Ford base? We have a Ford base back in his base. Okay, fun fact. So this is 60 munitions and this is 200 manpower. You could do that, or you can do this. You can get a British medical squad for 180. Might be a little cheaper to get that. Not a bad idea. It's just expensive. It's a bit expensive. Parat's saying, ooh, that blob. I am curious as to what he could be referring to. He lost one of his Lend-Lease soldiers. I don't have any clue what he's talking about, although I think there was a Katusha. Yep, they definitely have Katusha's on the field, though it looks like he missed. Yeah, they're not hitting anything. I don't know what blob he's referring to. I don't see any major force. Maybe this? Maybe that's it? I mean, that would hit the definition of a blob, barely. I don't know how he would see that, but there's no other real, like, grouped up units together. Anyway, so Viper's force is coming on in to fight Mazur. And, yeah, a lot of mortar fire coming on in. Looks like they do have a counter barrage currently in effect. I'm assuming by mortar half-track? Yeah, mortar half-track's in play. There we go. 5 kills already, doing some work. The blob, quote, backed out of the Katusha fire. Now he's running back into it. Yeah, may run in a split second too early. Just like the people who reopened in America thinking everything's going to be fine. It's like, oh, we can go to bars and everything is great. No, and I can say this because I had the damn thing. And it's threw me out of action for weeks, so Jesus. As long as it's relevant, I'll keep bringing it on up. Anyway, T-3045 being developed, which could be very, very good at destroying that infantry and armor alike, especially Panzer IVs. That's going to be a hard time for a Panzer IV to fight T-3045, especially if he uses a marked target ability to bring it down to its level. Both Soviets have marked target, which makes it equally difficult for Panzer IVs, even Panthers and Tigers to fight that stuff. But one positive is this. Ronaldus did push on right, and it looks like he's about to save up for a Tiger. Now, he still needs Battle Phase 3. He still needs to upgrade, but he's on the route, and he has plenty of resources, so I'm assuming that's his game plan. But anyway, some cover destroyed, MG set up, and it looks like he's going to try to hold this position. We do have a Firefly coming in, along with an Su-85, so it looks like the Soviets might be trying to join forces with the British over here to try to push back. The Brits are just lacking that frontline troop, but it looks like he's healing on up and waiting for additional men to come on in, but maybe needs a bit more. Oh my god, so many Soviets are here that I don't think there's much on the front lines, and yep, I'm pretty much right on that. Panzer IV rushing on in. Does get a T-grenaded, Su-85 could easily kill it. Doesn't have a smoke option unless he brings in a mortar, which I don't see anything nearby, so yeah. Most likely this Panzer IV. Actually, I was going to say, the shed is actually kind of blocking sight a little bit, I think. Kind of helped. Stu coming on in, but being overwhelmed. Firefly and Cromwell going at it. Stu trying to take it out. Panther is well coming on. Missiles get one hit. Unfortunately, not two. Panzer IV did die. Su-85 might actually be in a world of hurt if the Panther can get around here so the Firefly can't shoot it. Nice PanzerStrike fire from that one of the assault grenadiers. A Panther still giving chase. One last shot would do it. Can't get it as the T-35 comes in, but again, way too much. Does get a kill on the Firefly. Guards could button to try to stop it. Wood blocks the T-30-45 shot. We still have shots going off on the on the Centaur. Assault Grenadiers trying to come on in and hit the Guards troops. Panther damage engine. I think these guys did that. So nice shots on the Guards. Katusha coming in, shredding those Assault Grenadiers. Really great hit all around. Stu Vet 2 doing very well. Also 6-pounder trying to push shots. Gets the final shot on target. Does a little jump there. Not, again, German troops trying to get the jump in. They're just never going to be as good as the American crew. The American crews are top-tier acrobatic performers. They can get some serious heights. So, anyway, PanzerStrike's still hitting the Cromwell. Cromwell's like, I'm fine. Buddy, no, you're not going to be fine very, very soon. If anything, one more shot, you're dead. Now, I guess it was just trying to do that to push them back, but... And the British did take that territory. The MG was decrewed, but these guys should win against that fight. Oh, no, 6-man squads. So, not as defenseless, but still has to pull back because, again, full health men. Double Stug being deployed, so it looks like we might not be seeing any sort of Tiger anytime soon, but it's going to take some... Well, no. Actually not. Well, hold on. He probably just doesn't... He wants to get something out now and rather build up later. Panzer IV got hit with a mine that we saw being placed earlier. Panzer Grenadiers can move on in. Pito's pushing on in. Yeah. Oh, God. The Panzer IV is like, God damn it. Just throw it on. The Pioneers realize. Okay, good luck, buddy. They might lose its main engine. Now you smoke. Alright, well, at least he's trying to get the hell out of there. The problem is additional infantry coming on in, and of course getting the Panzer IV repaired before an Su-85 or something as well could stroll on in. Looks like he'll be fine. Katusha could return fire, but it looks like it might fire it soon. Also, got to give credit, anti-infantry, anti-armor, and anti-fortifications, and anti-infantry with light artillery barrage. So it looks like the Germans are well suited for a lot of different specials. I'm gonna be curious to see if the Soviets bring in anti-air. I think they're gonna need a form of it. Anyway, the Stug is finding the infantry in the building. Not a good idea because it's not meant for that. And 6-pounder though is pulling shots on the Stug, driving it back. Meanwhile, T-30-45 is, I guess, coming on in, helping with the guards out. And again, some good veterancy on all these Soviet forces. Gotta give credit where credit is due. 7-man squad conscripts, DPs with around 11 kills. Anti-blob looking around 6 kills. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Lots of Grenadiers and PanzerStrikes over here. So yeah, any armor that comes on in might have an issue against Maximus. Those armor... well, actually, no, he has a good amount of armor. He has, again, the mortar. He has the Panzerwerfer. He's looking pretty beefy. Now, half-track might be shredded by these DPs, so we'll definitely pull back. He's burning them, but they did drop to the ground, which would make you think, okay, we're going to drop to the ground, and a flamethrower is hitting us. Don't worry, it'll go above our heads. And it's like, hey, Frank, they're just crouching. They're just laying prone, actually, now. Can we just, aim the shoots a little lower? Okay, good. Alright, thank you. That's just my headcanon, just being like, no, you're aiming too high, man. Still too high. You're aiming too high. Okay. Anyway. Centaur coming on in, putting some shots on target. Driving them back, so good shots there. So, at least some good work. Panther's trying to push shots on the guard troops, driving them back. Meanwhile, conscripts are over here. Got hit by a mortar. So, man, this thing is 12 kills. And Maximus doing a lot of good work with it. MG, I think, should move up to the Panzer IV, which died. Oh, my God, all the Panzer Grenadiers died. Oh, my God. Did all the PTRS rifles die? Alright, he lost a good chunk of penals. Like, yeah, he lost his penals. Holy shit. Well, that happened. Okay. So, meanwhile, MG is moving on in. Panzer Grenadiers moving, taking the point back after it being decapped by those guards. Meanwhile, there's a mortar half-track, I guess, moved on in for some strike. The path is... Oh, wait, no, there's a couple mines there. Never mind. I'll say path is open. They could try to go for those Katyushas. Panzerwerfer coming on in. Hitting the heavy mortar does kill it. The question is, nope, does not kill the actual crew. We do have a Panther being deployed, and meanwhile we have Viper's Panther with an Oswin pushing on in. Still looks like he upgraded that. Allies looking a little down. Overall population for the Axis, I think, is in the mid-50s. Maybe upper. Well, the Allies are actually looking in the mid-60s. Double Stug's going to have some issues against the Comet for sure, especially backed up by a 6-pounder. I have no idea what you do there, but hey, best of luck. Comet coming on in, putting a shot on target. He's trying to drive him back. Oswin putting shots on the 6-pounder. Might do enough to kill it. It's going to be close. At least he realized the situation. He's going to maneuver himself around. Comet's busy right now with the double Stugs. He does have an S-25 backing him up, and it looks like the Axis will still need additional anti-armor support. But at the very least, 6-pounder is not helping him, so it's doing work. Also, it might be able to stop him from retreating. Does so. 6-pounder is unable to finish him off. Now we have a T-35 coming on in. Panther tries to get the last shot. Does manage to kill the Comet. Excellent maneuver. He's actually charging. That might detonate a mine. Oh my God, he's so close. Does, but it doesn't hurt the T-30-45, unfortunately. Oswin does croak. We have air support coming on in. Unsure where that hit exactly. Maybe there. But, yeah. I'm sorry, IL-2 bomb strike came in, but kind of missed, I think. I want to say it missed. Stugs made out alive, all things considered, which I would not expect. Unfortunately, Viper did lose a bit of his men, but Tiger's now on the field, strolling on in. Meanwhile, we have armor in mid. That Panther is going to be chased by the T-30-45, I assume. He's going to put shots. Guard troops backing him up. Panzerwerfer firing danger close, I assume, on mid. No, in the back of all places? Alright, I probably would hit the armor. But anyway, yeah, Panzerwerfer gets taken out by the T-30-45. Now Vet 2. Panther could get one last shot on target. He has gone with it before. Nope. He's going to escape and head back to base. Meanwhile, man, at the same time these guys deploy their armor. Alright, it's like ISU on 5-2 has been deployed, men. Alright, we'll do what we can with what we got. So anyway, that's on the field. And of course we have... Where is it? I hear it. You can't hide from me, Tiger. I know you're here somewhere. Unless you immediately died. I mean, I've seen that before. Tiger's actually busy on right. Killed a Vickers machine gun with ease. Now he's doing with a Boffer. But an S-285 is coming along the other side. Putting shots and actually eating rear armor. Fortunately, one S-285 is still going to take some time to chip away at that Tiger's armor. Artillery barrage. No. No. Stuka close air support's in effect. That's a bit interesting. Unfortunately, this thing's buttoned. IL-2 bomb strike comes in. Gets the kill on target. And looks like the plane just got shot down. So I'm assuming they have anti-air. Is one going to make the assumption for? Oh, wait. Duh, the Boffer. Yeah, okay. Killed one of the planes. Alright. Look, my luck, Bofers never shoot down anything. But hell, good. Alright, so Germans are looking, what, still mid-50s? Actually, they're looking a little bit better. They did lose a lot of men. Allies, though... Okay, so Perot is down. He's lost his Comet. He lost a number of his men. He's barely clinging on the right. Meanwhile, the Soviets are doing a bit better. The Soviets right now have a decent amount of manpower and fuel, actually. With Christoph at top tier, he's looking to have a full army base. And with the ICM-52 guarding mid, it's going to put additional pressure on Axis. I haven't really brought this up in the 30 minutes, but right now they are down by nearly almost half which is definitely going to put a lot of pressure on them. Now, resource-wise, the Germans are still down, but they're not doing too shabby. Munition-wise, I would say they're down on, but once they capture this territory, they'll be back on track. They're still looking pretty good. They put down a lot of caches, well, for the most part, 3 caches on the field. Allies, I only think, have 1. So that's why the Germans are doing well. Now, 17 pounders going in, that could be locking stuff down. Not saying that's a bad choice. Again, he's like, I need to hold this position. 17 pounders should do it. My only concern would be the mortar fire and other things. Also, a lot of PyroShark fire could easily do a lot of damage to them if they don't watch themselves. So right now, Pirat's slowly building back up the Brits. Okay. Guard troops opening fire. Half-track as well, burning him alive. Not too shabby. Not too shabby whatsoever. Yeah, he's driving him back. Very, very good. Hold on. MG being driven back, even though he's pressed the infantry by a T-30-45. He now has 2 of them on the field, but not as much infantry. So, Missouri is doing a little worse in the infantry department, though armory-wise, still doing pretty well. I think the MG may have died in there. Oh my god, no, the other MG's retreating. Another Katusha coming on in. I think they might kill the half-track. They did AT grenade it. Katusha barely missing it. Half-track does miss the PyroShark shot the engineers picked up, assuming from a dead Panzer Grenadier. Again, slowly but surely Maximus is regaining his men. The Panther charging in, I don't know why. The IC-152's here, and you have all the T-30-45s. Not exactly like a swell maneuver here. Drop smoke. Again, you still have the infantry here, though very low. So if he had backup, they could probably shred him. And yeah, he's retreating. Alright, Christoph did lose some men. He had to be pulled back to get him healed. We have a strike on right, but I think he keeps using... I think he's trying to hit this. Look, the AT fire on these did exactly what I thought. They overwhelmed the Boffer, neutralized it. Now he's going to lose that defense, and... Oh, Centaur's on the field. Duh, that's the anti-air as well. This thing is shot down with just 1 plane. Again, airstrikes did quite a bit, and the remaining PyroSharks kill it. Pirat is down to 25 men. He has the smallest army on the field. The right side has pretty much collapsed, and also air support's still a viable option. I would be shocked if we didn't see these planes come on in and start targeting this stuff. There's still 1 plane in the air, and they was in range. I don't know if it's going to come on in. No, he's just going to keep circling. Again, 7 kills. Could throw a bunch of grenades his way. They are pinned. They're not going to move. That would be a great option. He is retreating, though. And, sorry, Vickers machine gun picked up by the Germans. Now moving on in. And the point has been decapped, but not taken by the Germans. But at the very least, that will do one positive thing. That'll stop the bleed, which is so desperate. Firefly is being deployed, but Pirat is down. I'm not saying that he can't hold off Renaultos. Not at all, but he's going to have to be very, very careful. You drop a smoke right now? Kind of get himself out of there? He does that. Okay, just make sure you don't walk into it. Meanwhile, Panther's still operational. Still's got some stuff. He's placing down some mines? Okay, so he's placing down some cheap mines to try to delay any sort of allied advance. Again, you have to be very cautious about these, just because of the fact that, yes, if you place them, you don't want your own units to hit them. Looks like ICU-152 fired and hit the debris. But yeah, still, Christoph looking very beefy with the amount of resources he has. His allies, not so much. Missouri's lost quite a bit of manpower. He's really relying on those Katyushas, which could be an issue. Right now, there'll be 3 Katyushas on the field. And if the right side breaks, and I'm not seeing mines here, we could see a quick charge. That being said, Viper, assuming a statement for a Tiger, and he's going to deploy that. So we get to get a Tiger be deployed. Once again, it could be just a big target, so they have to be very cautious about that. Panther diving, not going in for a full dive. Infantry's coming on in, and most of the guards troops and penals are on the other side. Where are Christoph's guards? They are, yeah, completely on the other end. Lots of PyroSharks fired. Katyusha does kill the Panzer Grenadiers. Good shot there. IC-152 being overwhelmed. Might be taken out by the Panther. Unfortunately, that shot penned. Makes it very difficult. Where's his allies? The Tiger stuff is dealing with this. Christoph's not paying attention. He might lose that. Oh, lucky shot. Panther's still trying to come in. Do we have air support? No, light artillery barrage. Just hitting random stuff. Main gun destroyed, and this thing will escape. Again, Viper should have deployed the Air Force to kind of come on in. We have a frag bomb coming on in. Does kill the MG and stops him in his tracks. But once again, allies coming in. We have Firefly coming in, SU-85 coming in, T-34, 85s. They're protecting him. while looks like Armor's pushing on right. Now, these guys are really fucking grouped up. Gammon Bob could do wonders, but smart move, he pulls back before he dies from all this. We have an IL-2 bomb strike coming on in. Stug's going to pull back. He comes in from the short end. Luckily, Tiger's not hit by that, but he is being hit by the S-85. Again, may need to pull back some of these PyroShark forces, them elsewhere, but at the very least, if that Panther was a diversionary tactic, it worked. It absolutely worked. The allied right-hand flank has been completely annihilated. They probably need to kill the AT gun, honestly, but if they can move those PyroShark forces back and hit that Firefly from the side, it's done. There's no question. So, once again, this is a little bit more of just kind of focusing where your priorities are. Stug, unfortunately, did perish, and you know they're there. Tiger's trying to engage. He is bringing back one PyroShark force. The other one's being hit by a goddamn Katusha point blank. And by God, that was a good squad wipe. Anyway, still trying to line up the shot. Gets 2 shots on target, bringing down to 3rd health. He's still pulling back. Not much anti-infantry over there. Again, moving on in. Could do a crippling shot against the S-85. Maybe knock out its main gun if it's lucky. 1 shot. 1 more would need to be brought in. IC-152 still under repairs. Panzerwerfer is still on the field. If we can get that sucker up. Oh, never mind. 30 seconds. Actually, in the meantime, Mazur is advancing. He's actually pushing on left, which makes sense. Hit the enemy while they're down. And the Axis are pushing on right, but there's nothing else protecting them. Mortars being taken. PyroShark did escape, though, so he didn't lose the men. He just grabbed one of the heavy mortars. Not a bad steal, all things considered. Yeah. Right now, we have an MG suppressing him, but unfortunately, mid has fallen. And the Allies still have a decent amount of men on the field. The Axis is a bit down. Once again, the Brit is right now the weak link, and I feel like these guys are trying to press. The problem is this S-80. Well, actually, I take that back. All right, look, Maximus has been very aggressive with his men to a positive and negative. This might be a good time to push in. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a recon available as this moment, and the conscripts cut off the fuel, so that's not helping the Germans. But again, a little bit of coordination. Airstrike coming called in on them would have really helped kill the IC-152, and that would... Okay, look, let me be honest. Christoph could easily get a new one, but at least it would do something, at the very least. Grenadiers are advancing. We still have a Stug on the field. He's yet to get a Tiger because he can't... oh, there we go. He's now escalating. So maybe, hey, hell, can we see 2 Tigers? That would be cool. See a double Tiger fight in that IC-152. Pioneers coming in against Penals. We have a double Pioneer push against them. They might get a kill here. Almost friendly fire right there. Yep, there's another Katusha squad wipe. Yeah, they're really trying to kill... Oh my God, those poor Pioneers. Maximus having a bad day. Because those Pioneers said he's not healing the Panther, so I don't know why he was trying to push up with that. Anyway, looks like a little coordination between Viper and, was it Ronaldus? So, Guards troops are on standby. By the way, a decent amount of kills, all things considered. Katusha 22. Tiger, though, needs to keep his distance because, again, DPs will shred you, plus additional stuff that could pop up. I have no idea what the Stug's doing. A lot of forces, actually not bad position. PyroShark's forcing the 85 back. Both 85s were pulling back. A mortar's right there. Panzerwerfer would be a great shot on target, but again, left-hand side's being taken over. Infantry's still holding. Tiger's putting shots. Doesn't kill the guard, though. He's going to retreat. 85's moving back into... Oh, my God! Misses, hits the mine, kills the unit. These Germans are having a bad day. They can't get back to base. They just can't. Meanwhile, Parat has slowly regained his forces. Now double Fireflies, so there. But luckily, PyroSharks are right there and putting pressure on the Firefly. There's a double Tiger, which is great. I'm glad to see it. But the problem with the double Tiger is the fact the T-3045s and them have them pretty much outgunned at this point, especially with marked target active. It's going to make the Tiger's armor pretty much a paper Tiger, and they need to pull back. Unfortunately, the better health one is... Oh my God, clusterfuck right here in pathfinding. 85 realizing the situation, might advance, get a lucky shot on it. Rear armor facing him. Hopefully they can kill it. Well, there, main gun destroyed, so that's 185 down. Looks like artillery or something came in there, killing a lot of their men. Or the IC-152, I assume, right? Fireflies pushing on in. PyroShark forces are down, so they're down to these. I don't see anything else but the Fireflies. Dropping smoke, I would escape route that way. Missiles firing into the smoke. Now go forward, not backward. Firefly might put the last shot on. Tiger going in front, maybe takes the shot. Yeah, he took the shot. One more shot would do it. Fires his own, needs to blitz out of there. Or have something, anything. What do you got? Not much. Firefly is giving chase. You need to get the hell out. He is going as fast as he possibly can. Again, air support would be great. He has the resources for it. And the Axis, sorry, the Allies right now have no anti-air. So, except for maybe the Dushka main gun on the ICM-52, but really no anti-air. So that would do a lot of damage here. Hell, you could even call it back there if you had a recon and then just have it kill the Katyushas. It would possibly target them and it could neutralize them. So, just quick heads up. Axis are slowly regaining, but still overall in the upper 50s. Axis are versing an allied group that's in the, what, mid-70s, I would say, at the bare minimum. I assume 5-2 is putting shots in Grenadiers. Right now, it's just a slow tick down of population. They need to do something to deal with that. Unsure what exactly they do. Again, they've slowly been ticking, and it's great they pushed on right, but the complete abandonment of left-hand side, even to a handful of forces, is kind of frustrating, because they need something. I think this guy's been doing... hopefully he's been placing mines or something. Mazur lost his 85s. Christoph doesn't have... Well, he has a Katyusha on his SU-85, which has been doing a lot of good work. Air support being called in, but hits the building. That will drive the ICM-52 back just because of the fact you don't want to be constantly hit by airstrike, especially... But he will reveal himself with that Dushka. So as long as he's in this territory, he should be seen, because it's still shooting the planes. Plane comes down. I think he killed something. At the very least, he somewhat scared the hell out of that half-track. But he's still shooting it. And the plane's coming back for a run on him. Now, hold on, is that light artillery? Yeah, it's light artillery. Might kill it. Airstrike's still hitting the area, but looks like it's done, so it pulled back. But did half health. Do we have any armor? Conscript's pushing on in. Again, nothing is there. What are you doing? I just don't get it. Tiger tank back up to full health. We got Maximus healing his guys. Viper has a ton of manpower. He's getting a Panther. I kind of understand that. Maybe a pack gun would be useful. Anyway, conscripts, they're slowly taking the territory away. Stug advancing, of all things. Grenade being thrown in the MG, and Prit will kill it. Tiger advancing, so both Tigers could push, maybe? Yeah, Tiger tank's pushing. Maybe a lucky shot. Brings the health down, but not the kill. Panzer Grenadier's taking mid. Good job with the penal. Stopped them from the decap. Super close. ICO-52 double engineer heal. Bring it operational stats very quickly. A lot of armor here. Looks like Parat has slowly rebuilt his forces back up to a very good level. We're going to need PanzerShrek fire or something. I have no idea what the hell this half-track's doing, but it's charging head-on. Sure. Tiger tank is literally running into a goddamn smorgasbord. Oh my god. Double rocket. Tiger is having a lot of issues right now against double Firefly and a Comet. AT grenade could be thrown if he could. Yep, doesn't do it. Tiger tank is pulling back though. S-85 is not giving chase, more likely focusing on this guy. Engineers coming in with those PanzerShreks from earlier. Stug is dead. Mortar fire's coming in. Tiger needs to get the hell out. Don't know why he's still fighting, but he loses both of them. And yeah, he doesn't have the resources to get them back. Meanwhile, Conscript's still beating away on the left-hand side. Again, Viper, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to get back your side. He's busy fighting on right, whatever, but it's just not working. The Allies are way too focused, and again, they know where you're coming from, so you're literally running into just death incarnate. Now, the Panther pushes in, kills Katyushas, fucking finally, but nope, he's taking a hard right. He's going after the Firefly. Okay. And the Panther's dead. Another Panther coming on in. Panzerwerfer coming on in. Doesn't do all that much. T-34 ran the... oh, now we have airstrikes coming on in. Jesus. Alright. Firefly's healing. Most of the armor's not dying. And, yeah, they're not grabbing points. And it's a triple cap, so the game is over. Alright, what I think of this game. First off, thank you, Christoph, for submitting the replay. Thank you so very much. So... what can I say? First, you lived up to your name. Germans were dying left and right to your Katyushas, and they didn't really go after it, which is kind of weird. I figured they would, especially after they knocked out pretty much all the AA except for your ISU-152. Maximus did some dives, again, focusing on the ISU-152 as well. They kind of worked. I just was expecting more support. If they had a little bit more, I think they could have really done some major work. They did combat the T-30-45s and bring them down. But the problem is Mazur and Kristoff, more Kristoff, had a good amount of unit preservation to the point where they didn't have get a ton of units, or at least in quick succession. Some things may have died, but oh wait, did he lose a Katusha? No, he didn't. Okay. Did he lose Katusha? No. Okay. So they may have died, but they died at such a slow rate that he was just building up manpower for a good 20 minutes. Maximus in the hand, again, some good hits, some good infantry support, and Mortar Half-Track was actually pretty damn good, but Tiger as well. Viper's Tiger was a little bit better than the other ones, but can't say it by much. Yeah, I can't really say it by much. Yeah, anyway, let's double check on the Allied side. So yeah, top damage from Kristoff. Top kills, though, goes to Mazur. So I'll give him a little credit there. I'm assuming maybe a little tip of the hat to the Katyushas and maybe some of the... Well, 19 kills on Penals. Hold on, maybe not. No, T-3045 got top, and 34 kills for them. Good, good, good. Kristoff's best unit was the the SU-85 with 23,000 damage, roughly. Parat, his best unit was the Firefly. Parat definitely was the weakest part of the Allied team. He fell apart quite easily. He would try to go fort defense, and that did not work out so well. So good counter by at least the Allies on, the Axis on that. Panther, 6,000, lost a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah, Tiger as well, and I think Ronaldo was what again? I forget. Yeah, the Stoops. Okay. But yeah, they lost a lot of men. Again, great job at squad wiping men left and right. The dives weren't as effective to kill some of the Katyushas. I think actually Recon and a bit of an air support Viper and Maximus would have really helped you guys out a lot to really kill this stuff. Then the planes would have started strafing all that stuff or just caused havoc behind their lines. Or you could do a artillery barrage as well. Combined Ronaldo's ability, and you could target this stuff because it's not moving. I don't think they really move them, so you could easily get a double kill right there. So just some light tips. But otherwise, again, great job with some of the airstrikes we saw on the Allied side. And yeah, good use of Penals and Guards. So I think the infantry section deployed by Parat maybe were less effective. They didn't have a long preservation, so maybe work on that Parat. But overall, good game. Good game. Good game. Anyway, let me know what you guys think below. But this has been Greyshot17. I'll see all of you next time.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Milam, Joey G240, Anton, Bishara, Ion, PyroShark, Ace, and Jakub Ocwieja. Seriously guys, thank you so much for your amazing support, especially over the past month. Been through a lot of personal hurdles, but you guys make it a little easier knowing that you guys support me. And same thing with the patrons down below. But this has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.